Do the jingle, Katherine.
PMKETV.
Now, we have been at the BFI Flare LGBT London Film Festival. What a fabulous festival it has been. I thoroughly enjoy this every year. We've been, 3 years now?
Yes, it's great. Sorry, I am listening. I'm
Slightly distracted.
I'm with you now. Sorry, I am distracted by what we're talking about. So I'm just having a look at the actors that are in the film. On my
Yes,
other
doing your
screen.
swatting there, doing your homework.
Bit of last-minute swatting.
Lastminute.com. Now, we've already reviewed a fantastic documentary called Raising Zoe. If you haven't checked out the video for that, you can just scroll back and check it out. But today we are reviewing Pushing Dead, which they have actually billed as an AIDS comedy based on a struggling writer who's HIV positive, has been for 20 years. Your thoughts, Katherine Ellis?
I loved it, and I think to say it's an AIDS comedy is accurate. It stars James Roday, I think that's how you pronounce it, Roday, as the artist who's a struggling sort of writer and comedian.
Yeah, he plays Dan. I didn't realise it was in Dukes of Hazzard, the movie.
He's really funny, very dry. It's not a laugh out loud comedy, but it's very dry. I suppose it's quite black, which it would be given the subject. But it also stars fantastic actor Danny Glover, who plays his boss.
He was in, he's been in a lot of films, but Lethal Weapon probably is the film that everybody knows him from. He's done Colour Purple and all these big blockbuster movies. I think this is a bit of a change for him, because it's kind of like an American indie movie, which I'm guessing is quite low budget.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I think it's great that he's in it, because when I was flicking through the magazine, that was one of the things that stopped me, and because there's a picture of him and James Roday, who I hadn't seen before, and I thought, oh, Danny Glover, I always enjoyed Danny Glover, and that made me read it. So I think it's good that they've got a prominent actor in the film to draw people's attention to it and perhaps encourage them to view it, and perhaps they wouldn't if not for that. But I just thought it was fantastic because, as you say, this main character's been living with HIV for over 20 years. So it sort of follows the problems of him meeting someone and dating. That's part of it. But also just the struggle with taking all the medication and his, just the expense of it and having to get your insurance done and all of that. And there's one great scene where him and Danny Glover, who's his older boss, who's also on a lot of medication for whatever is wrong with him, they're sitting at the bar, because he owns a club, and they've got these pile of pills that they're both taking their pills together. And just such a powerful scene, because it just really does bring it home to you that, HIV and AIDS is an illness. There are lots of illnesses, and Danny Glover has this other illness, whatever it is, but there's no stigma attached to it. But essentially, they're both not well, and they're both taking their medicine.
Absolutely. And it's something that, like you say, everybody's affected by some kind of illness, and it shouldn't be one illness that you should feel isolated for. Everybody should be together with it, I think, with all types of illnesses.
I agree, and especially now, after all this time, it's not a new problem, is it? And I thought it was very moving, and there were just lots of really touching human stories in it, because he has this very funny flatmate played by Robin Weigert.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She was very funny too.
Yeah.
It was just really, really funny, and I think aside from the fact that I don't see this as a gay film particularly. Do you?
No. Well, you mentioned to me quite an interesting point after we'd seen it, is the fact that he wasn't playing necessarily a camp character or flamboyant character that you often see in gay comedies, and to say it's a gay comedy isn't really fair either, because it's about a gay character. I think her character is just as prominent as his in a lot of ways, and also Danny Glover's character is very prominent. So it's not really all about him, is it? It's about his friendships and the people that he shares his life with.
Exactly, it's about him and his struggles and the people in his life and how they support him, really.
So the story is centred on him being dropped from his health plan. That's really the crux of the storyline, isn't it? And how he overcomes it. And it's a fantastic ending, without spoiling anything. I thought the ending was superb.
No spoilers, Phil.
No spoilers.
I would really recommend this movie to anybody. I think this film could appeal to any audience.
I think that's true. I think it's got adult themes, but I don't think it's necessarily something that, there's a bit of swearing and stuff, and obviously adult content.
I thought it was lovely. I loved it, and I watched it on my own, which is a bit sad. But I'm really pleased that you've seen it as well, and we've been able to talk about it, because I just thought it was great, and I would watch it again. I loved it when he kind of, because it's also about him coming to terms with his situation as well, isn't it? And later on in the film, there's this bit where he's just at the bar and he just gets his medication out and he turns to this stranger at the bar and he goes, "I'm just going to take my AIDS medicine."
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant film. I'd like to see it again, actually.
Fantastic film. Pushing Dead. Brilliant story.
A big thumbs up from us. A big wounded thumb.